Hi, I'm Joel Enoch, coach to the Hartree Jets Tri Squad and also 220 Tri Magazine performance expert. In this video, we're going to look at how you can become a better conditioned, more efficient athlete with stride length sessions. Elite endurance runners take about 180 steps a minute. But you can have the same cadence as them and take 180 steps a minute, but be traveling nowhere near as fast. You might not even be moving that much at all. The key is, how much are you moving forward with each of those 180 steps a minute? Whether you land with a heel strike or a forefoot landing, an important part of the stride to get right is actually the toe off, what you do at the very back of the stride. A strong toe off requires strong calves, and working on a stride length session can give you those strong calves to increase your toe off, to increase your run speed. Now it might be that you are a runner who doesn't need to extend your stride length, but doing stride length sessions where you do either try and increase or maintain a longer stride can still be a really useful training tool, a little bit like overgear work on a bike. It might not be exactly the right way to ride in a race, but it's a really good training foundation and can increase your conditioning, but also your general running vocabulary or the ability to run in different ways for different situations and at different times. And in that way, stride length sessions are really useful. For this session, you need three things. The first is a way to accurately keep track of and keep pace with your strides per minute. Now, you might have a watch that will do that job for you and beep out a pace, but also you can use one of these swimming pacer or tempo trainers with a headband of some sort and set that to beep at a cadence of 90 or 180 beeps a minute and just keep pace with that. You'll also need a track like we have here to make sure that the paces are measurable. And the third thing is something that you need to remember, and that is with this, the stress is quite high, particularly on the leg muscles, so less is more. Don't overdo this session. So after you've completed a really good warm-up, this is how the session runs. Choose your distance. It can be anything. I would suggest between 1 and 400 meters. Set your beeper to beep at 180 steps a minute and run the distance you've selected at an RPE of 5 or 6. So moderate, should feel very comfortable. Note the time and the amount of steps that you've taken. Then you can take a couple of minutes rest, or as much as you need, and move on to rep number 2. For rep number 2, you want to repeat exactly the same thing as you did in rep 1. Apart from, you want to reduce the number of steps that you take over the distance that you're running. What you'll find is that your rate of perceived exertion will go up a little bit, but your time will come down. At the end of this, you take another couple of minutes rest or however much you need, and then you repeat again and again until your RPE over that distance is up to 9 or 10 and you feel like you're running as hard as you can. Your steps will have reduced and you'll be asking a little bit more of those leg muscles, helping them to get in better condition to help you become a more explosive, powerful, dynamic and efficient runner. As we've seen, stride per minute work is a really good way to get in condition, so it's great for people who are newer to running. You might, however, if you're a beginner, find that 180 steps a minute is a little bit too fast, so you can reduce the demand by just taking that back down to, say, 160 steps per minute or whatever you feel is comfortable. For longer course, iron distance athletes, a longer stride is certainly less relevant than for shorter distance athletes. But you could try doing the reverse. During long, steady endurance runs, put in blocks where alternating minutes are at a higher step per minute count, but you don't actually move forward or increase your pace at all. What this does is keeps a little bit of speed in the muscles but doesn't stop you from doing that all important endurance work.